All right, we haven't heard very much about you in the mainstream press.
That's
This
true.
is probably, one of the longer interviews that I've been able to find.
Oh, certainly. Well, for one thing, I haven't any money. I'm deliberately running a very, very, very low-cost campaign because I don't want to take anybody's money in hard times like this. So I don't really have the publicity machine that a lot of the candidates have. Another problem is I'm not a showman. I saw
you in that bowler hat.
Well, I wear a bowler hat. Yeah, I like to dress well, but I'm not a clown like some of my opponents are. I speak sensibly on the issues, and a lot of people would rather be entertained than be educated.
All right, but a lot of people also might fear that New York City, which is a very complex city, libertarianism seems to be a fairly simplistic, not simplistic in a bad way, but a simple philosophy. Let's put it that way.
It is.
And that in a city that's this complex in the 21st century, if you tried to apply it to this metropolis, we would end up with a jungle.
If I tried a purely libertarian system overnight, of course, that's exactly what would happen. I'm trying to make incremental changes in just 4 years or maybe 8 years, just small changes that will make society a little freer and a little more prosperous. That's one thing, because, Janis Joplin said freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. But, well, I guess it was Chris Christopherson who said that, actually. But the thing is, it's true. If you're free and you're dirt poor, it's not going to make much difference. I want to make people free and prosperous. I want to make this town more business friendly and more people friendly. We've got in office right now an authoritarian who believes that he has the right to boss people around, control them to a degree that's limited only by the human imagination. I don't like to use the word elitist because it's thrown around promiscuously, but I think it fits in this case. Mayor Bloomberg is an elitist who thinks that there should be one rule for him and his rich buddies and another rule for the hoi polloi. And I'm not going to treat people like that.
Okay, well, it's always nice to hear a guy running for office who knows that Chris Christopherson wrote Me and Bobby McGee, and Janis Joplin just sang it. Thank you. Thank you for coming down. It was good talking to you. Take care. And just before I sit here for a minute while we talk.
Yeah, I want to talk about rents because that's a big subject. I want to talk real briefly.
So one last thing on rents. Go ahead.
Decontrol rents, because if you decontrol rents, there's going to be more supply and prices will go down. No other city in the United States has rent controls, and as a result, there's more supply, rents are lower, people can find apartments that they want at prices they can afford.
But we've already, ameliorated or changed rent stabilization.
I know, we should change it more.
You really believe that in a city?
Yes. How come we don't have it in other cities? We don't need it. It was an artificial.
Well, because you know why? Because in other cities, two things. One thing is Manhattan specifically is an island, and there's only you can build high, but you can't.
You want
build
to create
much
more
wider.
land? Let's fill in the Harlem River. The only reason the Harlem River is there is so that the Circle Line can go around it.
Right.
Well, why don't we just rename it the Semicircle Line, fill in the Harlem River, and you've got a whole lot more land to deal with all of a sudden.
Development, yes. And we could build those cities like they have in Dubai off of the coast of Battery Park. They built those islands in Dubai, right?
I hadn't thought of that, but it's conceivable we could do it.
So what you're saying is there's always a way to, rather than thinking small and how we can work with what we have, always a way to make the pie bigger is what you're saying.
We can make the pie bigger. We can grow this city via the private sector without a lot of government controls and without a lot of authoritarian, really spiteful government on the part of City Hall.
I may disagree with you on the thing about rents, but I do want to address our viewers, and then I have to go off. I have another job after this. I got to work 2 jobs now to pay the rent, right, in this city. But it seems to me it's fairly clear that Mayor Bloomberg is going to win. He's got a 15, 16-point lead.
Yeah.
But I will say this, as I've said it before: if any of the candidates that you've heard here, Mr. Dobrian from the Libertarian Party, the Conservative Party, Reverend Billy from the Green Party, or Jimmy McMillan, Go to the polls. It really is important for you to express yourself. I think even if you understand that your candidate doesn't have a great chance of winning,
I agree.
the message has to be sent
a lot of people
at
are
the
going
polls.
to vote for Bloomberg simply because people like to vote for the guy they think is going to win.
And that's why you'll get the same kind of BS again and again and again when you go to the
But I
voting
want to
booth.
tell the voters that if I am elected, I am going to stay out of your face, out of your pocket, and out of your business. I might not do a lot for you, but I will do nothing to you. I will leave you alone.
All right, thank you for coming down. There he is, the Libertarian candidate for mayor, promising to stay out of your face and leave you alone.